Hi Facebook, I'm Lauren Leduc and this is my live Icemaggedon flow today. I see that it's not really that icy, but nonetheless we played better safe than sorry and canceled classes at Karma Tribe Yoga. And since it's my passion to bring yoga to the people, I'll be bringing it to you today straight from my yoga room. So thank you all so much. As you tune in, this will be about level 2 or so, slow flow, and you are more than welcome, since you're at home, to rest whenever you want to rest, to modify when you want to modify, to add 1,000 handstands. I don't really care. Make it your practice. I'm offering the guidance and the bones to get started, and do what you want from there. If you enjoy the class, please consider donating to Karma Tribe Yoga. It's a nonprofit, donation-based yoga studio and organization that I run here in Kansas City. So thank you all again so much for being here. You shouldn't need anything in particular for the class today, except maybe a sticky mat. Other than that, just your own body and maybe a glass of water. Feel free to pause the class at any time if something's feeling really good or if you want to try something again. And one last thing, I apologize if you hear a lot of meowing. I tried to lock my cats out of the room today and they are not very happy about it. If you've done any of my videos in the past, you'll see that they like to be a part of it. So we're going to try to eliminate that today. And let me check my camera angle real quick just to make sure you all can see me. All right. You might not see my arms when I stand, but this is about as best as I can get in this little room. So I want to get started today in child's pose. So bring your big toes together, your knees apart. You'll sit back onto your heels and extend your arms long, resting your forehead. So if your knees are feeling tender, you're more than welcome to throw a blanket underneath them. Otherwise, rest the forehead. You can close the eyes if that's comfortable to you. And maybe rock a little side to side, massaging the forehead and the hips. And start moving, getting lubricated. Maybe find a little more stillness as you root your sits bones toward your heels and extend your arms long. Take several long, deep breaths in and out of the nose. And take a cleansing breath in through the nose, out of the mouth. Two more times like that. Inhale. Find Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose and keep that soft whispering sound in the back of the throat. We'll use that breath as we practice today. Start to walk your hands all the way off the mat to the right. Stack your left hand on top of the right hand. Lengthen through the left side of the body. Relax head and neck. Walk hands the other way. Stack right hand on top of left. Lengthen your right side. Come back through center. Walk the hands in toward you. You'll bring your wrists right under your shoulders and your knees right under your hips. Look slightly forward and draw your low belly in. Press all your fingertips into the mat as well as tops of feet and shins. Inhale to cow position. Bring your tail up, belly down, lifting the heart. Exhaling to cat position, pressing through with shins and hands and rounding the spine. Continue to shift through those two, waking up the body. Go once more through each one. Come back through center. We'll move into puppy pose to open the heart a bit. So walk the hands forward. Keep spreading the fingers. Keep the hips over the knees and melt the heart down. So you'll rest either on your forehead or your chin, whatever feels better. Press into the palms. Feel the upper arms draw toward each other and press through shins, feeling almost a separation of the sits bones. Press into the hands just to lift up a little bit. Slide the left hand more toward the center line of the mat and thread the right arm underneath so that you're coming onto your arm, your shoulder, and your right temple. Pressing into the arm on the ground as well as the palm and the shins. Take a couple deep breaths. Nice slow inhales, allowing the belly to expand. Exhales, allowing the navel to travel in and up toward the spine as you squeeze out all air. Inhale, press into the left palm and unwind, reaching right palm forward. Exhale, threading the other way. Left arm, left shoulder, left side of the head on the mat. Deep breaths. This time, slide the right palm underneath the shoulder. Inhale to unwind, setting the left palm down, and exhale. Take the hands, walk them forward about one hand, print or so, and press into your fingertips. Tuck the toes under, scoop the belly, and send the hips up and back to your first downward facing dog. This practice, take some time to move through the body intuitively, whether that means bending through one knee at a time, maybe swaying the hips side to side, or using the heels like windshield wipers. Tune in with your breath. Start to find stillness here. Spread through the fingers and press into the fingertips. Feel inner creases of the elbows spin forward to externally rotate the arms. Feel your shoulders very engaged, your low belly drawn in. If your weight's up in your hands, bend the knees, send your hips back, back, back to traction from the top of the head to the tailbone. And you can straighten your legs however much you need to, keeping the integrity in the spine. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out the mouth. First vinyasa option today, inhale to the toes, exhale to plank. So stay for a couple breaths. You're welcome to bring knees down. So I'll offer a few vinyasas today. Know that you can skip them entirely, which is what we're about to do. Inhale, and exhale, just go right to downward facing dog from plank. So that's option one, use it at any time. Option two, inhale to the toes. Exhale to plank position. This time we'll inhale and plank. And exhale, bring the knees down to the mat, hug the elbows back, come onto chest and belly. Press all 10 toenails down, hugging elbows backward. Inhale, shoulder blades draw together, heart comes forward and up. For Bhujangasana Cobra, exhale down. Inhale, pressing into plank or tabletop position. Exhaling, downward facing dog. So that's vinyasa option two. Take a breath. And finally, option 3, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, either option 1 or 2, or come to the tiptoes, hug the elbows back for Chaturanga. Flip the feet. Inhale to upward facing dog, pressing into palms, broadening the heart. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Take a breath. From now on, I'll just cue vinyasa. You can do option 1, 2, or 3. Inhale, look up toward your hands, lift high on the toes, keep the hips high. Exhale, tiptoe really slowly, with legs relatively straight, up to the hands. Then find your feet hip distance apart or 2 of your fists width. Bend your knees enough so low belly or low ribs are on the thighs. And then let the head dangle. Shake the head, yes. Shake it, no. If it feels good to you, you can grab your elbows and rock side to side. Really press through the feet, but let the upper body be soft. Option to take the hands and interlace them behind the back. Palms and wrists draw toward each other. Release arms down to the mat. Bend the knees. Inhale, roll the body up with bent knees. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down, and we're standing. Can you see my head? Maybe not. I'm going to adjust the camera just for a second. All right. You should see the tower I've created to be able to film this with my phone today. It's pretty impressive. Well, if you don't see my head, it's all right. So start with feet hip distance apart. Spread the toes, fan them wide, set them down. Lift through the inner arches of the feet, the kneecaps. Draw your tailbone down. Feel your heart lift, your palms spin forward. Feel really rooted and tall, strong, standing position. Inhale, take the arms and circle them overhead. Exhale, soften through the knees a bit, hinge from the hips and fold forward. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to plant the hands, hip or shoulder distance apart, to step 1 foot at a time back to plank position. Inhaling, plank, gazing slightly forward. You'll exhale, vinyasa option 1, 2, or 3. Finding downward facing dog. A couple of deep breaths here. Inhale, look up towards your hands, lift onto the toes, hips high. Exhale, hips back, bend the knees. Step or float the feet forward to the hands. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up to stand with a flat back, reaching arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastiti to He. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to step back to plank or to draw on the bandhas and float back to chaturanga. Find your vinyasa. Into downward dog, pressing into the inner edges of the hand. If downward dog ever doesn't feel great to you, tabletop is just fine. And remember that child's pose is always available to you as well. Inhale, look up towards your hands, lift onto toes. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float up to the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up with a flat back, reach arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more sun A here. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Fingers on ground or lightly on shins. Exhale, step back to plank or float back to bent elbows, leading with the heart. Vinyasa. Eventually coming to downward dog. Deep breaths. Inhale, look up toward your hands, lift onto toes. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float up to the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, rise up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes or soften them, take a couple deep breaths. Now find your feet quite close together. I have my big toes together, heels slightly apart. You might work a little bit wider than that. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up for Utkatasana or chair pose. You'll stay here for a few breaths. Take your tailbone, draw it down, slide the weight into your heels. Spin the pinky fingers toward each other, shoulder blades down the back. Find one point to gaze at that's not moving, that's your drishti. Inhale, bring the hands to the heart and lean the weight slightly forward, coming to about a 45-degree angle. And exhale, take left elbow to the outside of the right knee or thigh. Press the right hand down, maybe gazing over the right shoulder. So the tendency here can be for the left hip and knee to scooch forward, so draw that back. Deep, slow breaths. Look down at your feet. Start to become really light on the left toes. Squeeze the thighs and knees together. Lift the left heel. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then a big step back to a lunge, staying in your twist. Press into both feet as though you're splitting the mat with them. If you came out and need to reset, that's totally fine. Feel the heel of the left foot right over the ball. One more deep breath. Bring the back knee down. Untuck the toe. Stay in your prayer twist. Press into the feet. As you inhale, feel a lengthening through the spine, and as you exhale, draw the navel toward the spine to deepen the twist. Inhale, unwind, reach the arms up, weight forward. Exhale, hands interlace behind the head, lifting up through the heart. So press the head into hands, hands into head. Draw the tailbone down and lift the ribs and heart up, up, up. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, you'll swim the left hand down, the right arm up to find a twist again. Right fingers reach up. Tuck the back toe, squeeze the legs straight. Deep breaths. If you want, you can roll the wrist a couple times. Maybe the other side. One more inhale, reaching. Exhale, look down. Spin your left heel down, so heel and arch are aligned. And open up to warrior two. So by now you might be really feeling it in the right thigh. A couple deep breaths there. Press into the feet, split the mat with them. Shoulder blades together and down. Reach through fingertips. Use your breath. Flip the right palm. Inhale to reach up and back to reverse your warrior. Left hand might graze the leg or can wrap behind the back. Look down at the left foot or under the right arm. Keep the legs low. Open up through right ribs. Inhale back to warrior two. We'll exhale to triangle. Straighten the right leg. Heel toe the left leg in a little bit. Inhale. Send your right arm forward, your hips back. Exhale, right hand comes down, left arm up for Trikonasana. Reach through fingertips. Lean left shoulder back a little maybe. Reach the very top of the head forward. Or toward the front of the room or mat. Look down. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, back into that twist. You'll bring the left hand down, the right arm up. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring the hand down. Tent the fingertips. Inhale, rising up, crescent lunge. Exhale, stay for a moment. You might bend the back knee, draw your tailbone down, and then straighten it a bit. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come about halfway down. Reach to the very top of the head. Draw the shoulder blades together and back. Deep breath. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands frame the foot, stepping back to plank position, moving through vinyasa 1, 2, or 3. And then finding downward facing dog. We'll take about 5 deep breaths here. Know that child's pose is a great option right now. Otherwise, ground through hands and feet to lengthen the spine. Also notice the way your right leg or side of the body feels as compared to the left. Back to downward dog if you're not there. Inhale, look up towards your hands, come onto toes. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float up to the hands. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to Utkatasana chair, bend the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit low, reach the arms back, weight in the heels, low ribs draw together. Inhale, hands to heart, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting this time to the left. Right elbow to outside of left knee. Scooching the right hip back if needed. Get low in the hips. Feel the very top of the head, reaching toward the front of your room. Look down at your feet. Start to squeeze the thighs together, become really light in the right foot, heel toward the seat. And then a big step back. Finding your crescent with a twist. Press into the ball of the right foot. Maybe gazing over elbow or shoulder. Back leg strong, both feet rooted. Gently set the back knee down, untuck the toe, stay in your twist, a couple deep breaths. Inhale, unwind, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands interlace behind the head. Shoulder blades draw together, elbows broaden, lift up through the heart. Deep belly breaths. Ground through left foot, through right shin. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, right hand comes to the inside of the left foot, left arm up. Tuck the back toes, squeeze back leg straight. Reach through fingertips, open the chest, maybe roll the wrist. Inhale. Exhale, look down, swivel the right heel down. Open up to warrior 2 on the left side, gazing over left fingertips. Ground through the feet, split the mat. Make sure heel and arch are aligned. Flip the left palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. Reaching up and back. Lots of space between left ribs. Legs stay low. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Slightly smaller stance. Inhale, hips to the right, body to the left. Exhale, triangle pose, left hand down, right arm up. Don't worry about the fingers touching the ground. They might, but worry more about maintaining this length in the bottom of the waist. Reach, reach, reach. Look down. Inhale, bend the knee, back through a short warrior 2. Exhale, right hand spins down, left arm up. You might scooch the right foot back a little for your twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, Fingertips down to either side of the foot, looking slightly forward. Inhaling up, crescent lunge, knee over ankle. Again, option to bend the back knee to draw your tailbone down and then straighten the back leg as much as needed. Inhale, reach. Exhale, coming about 45 degrees down, shoulder blades together, reach through the crown. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands straighten the foot. Option for vinyasa. Take child's pose for a moment. Knees apart, toes together. Sit back onto the heels. Notice the heat that you've created in your body. And disperse some of it with those really deep Ujjayi breaths. Inhale, come to hands and knees. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, look up towards your hands, come to toes. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair, bend the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands to heart center. Breathe for a couple moments. Get ready to balance a little bit. Start with your feet about hip distance apart. And really root through your left foot. Feel left leg really engaged. Start to become light on the right heel. And then lift knee to chest. Finding one spot to gaze at. So a couple options here as we twist. For Pargrita Hasta Pigeon Vrishtasana, you can either bring left hand to the outside of the knee and reach the right arm back. If you're feeling a little more open in the legs today, you'll catch the outer blade of the right foot and extend it. You can bend as much as you need to. Just make sure not to lean your body forward or back, but to keep it lifted. And inhale, bring your body forward, reach the arms up and extend the leg. Take a breath. We'll exhale to Garudasana Eagle, wrapping the right leg around the left. You can tap the toes down or continue to wrap it around. Right arm under left arm. You can give yourself a hug or bring palms together, whatever's more accessible. Get low, squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, unwind, reaching arms up, knee up. Exhale to Virabhadrasana 3, variation of airplane. Kicking right leg back, lifting the heart. A bow shape in the body. Inhale. Exhale, back to stand, hands at heart. If you need to shake out your legs, do that now. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Got to keep it even. So root through your right foot, engage through the right leg. Start to bring left knee toward the chest. Finding balance. Option to bring right hand to the outside of left knee, reaching left arm back. Or again, to catch the foot and extend the leg. Other arm back. Maybe changing your drishti to make it more difficult. Or you can look forward to make it more easy. Reach the arms forward, inhale, lift the leg up, 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 up. Exhale, left leg wraps around the right, left arm underneath right. Palms together or give yourself a hug. Squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, unwind, knee up, arms up. Exhale to airplane or warrior 3 variation. Press backs of the hands up, heel up, square the hips. Inhale. Exhale. hands to the heart. Again, option to shake it out. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, reaching arms overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to step back to plank or float back to chaturanga, or just a downward dog, whatever calls to you more. Take a deep breath. Come down to the knees. Child's pose. Rest the forehead. So option here to stay in child's pose and rest for a bit, or to invert. If you're watching this after it's posted and it's not live anymore, you're welcome to fast forward. I'm going to go through a supported headstand for anyone who really wants to get upside down today. It's a really good mood booster. But if it's not for you, you have issues with the neck or high blood pressure or any issues with the eyes, skip it, relax, have a sip of water, pet your cat, whatever you need to do. So I'm going to start on the knees, measure out the deltoids right under the shoulders. You can also do this against a wall. Elbows come down, toes tuck, hands interlace, pinkies next to each other, looking between my forearms, pressing my forearms already into the mat. I'll lift my hips and set the head down, then walk the feet in, then playing with lifting one leg, maybe both legs, taking a few breaths here. Press your feet up toward the ceiling, press into your forearms. Option for eagle legs, wrapping right leg around the left. And then left leg around the right. And then legs up. We'll bring them all the way down. Back into child's. Take a breath. And inhale to roll up onto the knees. We'll take a couple rounds of Ustrasana or camel pose. So if your knees are needing a little extra padding than what you have, you can double fold your mat, bring knees underneath them. If you have a blanket, you're more than welcome to set knees on that as well. So we'll start with our knees, hip bone distance apart, hands at the low back. You can have them curved around or fingers facing up or down. It doesn't matter, just find what's comfortable in your body. I like my fingers up. Then draw the elbows toward each other and the shoulder blades. Draw the tailbone down, and then inhale, lift the heart up. You can let your head fall back if you want, or look up at the ceiling, or chin to chest. Think more up with the heart than back. Belly breaths. Inhale. Exhale, draw the navel in to lift. Sit onto the heels for a moment. Palms facing up. You might close the eyes and just observe. When we do these big front body openers, it's almost like a natural caffeine. So if you haven't had your coffee yet, maybe you can skip it today. Maybe not. It's all right. We'll do another round. So option to repeat it exactly the way we just did. Also option to tuck the toes or to leave the feet flat, depending on your mobility. Hands start at the low back. Draw the tailbone down, lift the heart. You're inhaling, lift, lift, lift. Option to take both hands at once, reaching back for the heels. Hips stay over the knees, heart stays lifted. Again, you can let the head fall back or look up at the ceiling or chin to chest. Deep breaths. We'll inhale. Exhale, draw the belly in, lift the body up. Sit back onto the heels, again taking a moment to observe. And we'll move into downward facing dog. Take your time to get there to make sure your back has time to lengthen back out without hurting you. Bring your big toes together. Inhale, reach your right leg up and allow your pelvis to stack and open to the side. Shoulders stay even. Then bend your knee, bring your heel toward your seat. Option to stay here. If you want to play with flipping your dog, you can slowly tap your right foot back, reaching the hips and the heart high. Lifting up, up, up. Inhale. Exhale, flipping around. Then moving to pigeon. Inhale. Exhale, draw your knee forward, out to the side to set the shin down. You'll lower the hips evenly. If this hip's pretty far off the ground, you might slide a blanket or pillow, or if you have a block underneath. If you'd like to get the shin more parallel to the mat, if you have the space, if not in your hips, don't worry about it. Press down on the right foot with the left hand, and then draw your right knee back a little bit. Press the fingertips forward, open the heart, press a little into the shin, really both shins. Inhale. And exhale to lower. Forearms come to the mat. You can rest your head if you have something to rest it on, but whether it's your hands, the floor, or pillows. Try to make sure your knee is outside the right hip, so not directly in front of it, but at a diagonal and to the right. Relax neck, shoulders. Take deep breaths. Start to bring your torso back up, wrists underneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toes, scoop your belly, and use your belly to draw you up and back to downward dog. If you need a moment to move, to release the heat that you've maybe created in the hip, that's great. Then big toes together. Inhale, left leg lifts, open and stack the hips. Exhale, heel towards seat. Again, you have the option to stay here or to slowly tap the left foot down. Heart lifts, chest lifts, same with pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, look down, flip your dog. Inhale, leg extends. Exhale to single pigeon, knee forward, then to the side, hip set down. So after the slow flow we did today, this might feel pretty good in the hip. Maybe not too, that's okay. So option to bring right hand to the left foot, then sneak the left knee back a little bit, just an option. Fingertips in front of you, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come on down. Relax. Hands under shoulders, back toes tuck, scoop the belly, lift up and back to downward dog, moving a little bit, deep breath. We'll move to a seat, inhale, look to your hands, lift on the toes, exhale, bend the knees, step or float to a seated posture. Feet out in front of you, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you'll roll down, one vertebra at a time. And I'll give you a couple of options here. I'm going to offer shoulder stands and plow to those who enjoy it. If it's not for you or you have issues with the neck, I'm going to recommend, it might be really simple, but it's really effective to just stick the feet straight up. And as we're cooling down here, that will allow your heart rate to slow. It has a very calming effect. So if you are doing that, awesome. It's so good for you. Otherwise, we'll set up for shoulder stand. Draw the shoulder blades together underneath you. Press the palms down, legs lift. Draw them back. Catch the lower or mid back with the hands. Lift the feet straight up. Press the toes up toward the ceiling. You might work on getting the elbows a little closer together. Maybe a little lift at the chin to create a bigger curve in the neck. Inhale. If you're in shoulder stand, as you exhale, option to move to plow pose, drawing your hips forward, your feet back. You can keep hands where they are, press them down, or even interlace behind the back. Knees can bend too if you want. Press palms down on the mat, lift feet up, and slowly roll down through the spine. Now we're all in the same place here, legs lifted. Slowly lower the legs down to the mat. We'll counter with Matsyendrasana. Tuck the hands underneath your seat with thumbs underneath the sternum and touching each other. Draw the elbows toward each other, flex the feet. As you inhale, press into your forearms to lift the heart and head, broaden through the chest. Exhale, just set the head down, keeping heart lifted. Inhale through the nose. Exhale as though you're blowing out a candle. Twice more. Inhale, lift the heart and head. Tuck the chin, set the head down. Exhale, release the hands. You can bring your arms out to a T shape. Bend the knees so soles of feet are on the mat. Inhale, shift your hips to the left, set them down. And exhale, knees fall to the right. So you're in a reclined twist. You can look to your left or opposite your knees if that feels good. If not, just look straight up or to the other side. Use your deep breath to release all the heat you've created in your body. Inhale. And exhale, draw your knees in toward the right arm and then up toward you. Set the feet down. Inhale, hips to the right. Exhale, knees to the left. Maybe looking to your right. Slow breaths. Inhale. Exhale, draw the knees in and up. Shift your hips to the center of the mat. Give your shins a big hug, knees to chest. Option to bring the forehead up toward the knees. Inhale. Exhale, release down. Extend the legs really long and wide. Arms next to your sides, palms up. If this hurts your low back, you can always place a blanket under your knees or keep them bent, maybe together with the feet wide as we relax here. So finding your Savasana. Closing or softening the eyes. Let your breath become natural again. You don't have to necessarily focus your attention on it anymore. Feel the back of the head, the pelvis, very relaxed and heavy. Draw your attention inside, whatever that might bring. Start to deepen your breath. Let your fingers and toes begin to wiggle. Maybe wrists and ankles circling. Stretch the arms long, point the toes in front of you, full body stretch. And then roll to your right side, let your head rest on your arm. Tuck the knees in toward you. And use your hands to guide you to a comfortable seated position, crossing at ankles or shins, or sitting onto the knees. Rooting through sits bones, hands to the heart, palms together, thumbs at the sternum. Feel how tall you've become through your practice as you root through your seat and lift through the crown of the head. Feel maybe a greater sense of space in body and mind, emotionally and spirit, and a greater sense of freedom and ease. Send yourself gratitude for taking the time for self-care on this day where it could be really easy to lay on the couch all day, and that's fine too. We need that at times. But do send yourself gratitude for taking care of yourself. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose, out of the mouth. You can join me for one chant of Om, the universal vibration, if you would like, or just listen. And imagine all of us doing it together. Inhale. Bow your head. Send gratitude to your intuition, or whatever that little voice was inside of you that brought you onto your mat today. Gratitude to your fiery inner spirit that cannot be tamed even in an ice storm. I thank you all so much for trusting me to guide your practice today and for inviting me into your homes. The light in me honors the light that's in you. Namaste. Hey, thank you, everybody. I'm going to chat with you for just a minute. Hold on. Heather Ann Taylor, I feel like a rainbow. Yay! It's exactly what we want to feel in yoga. A couple things first. Thank you so much for doing this with me. It's such a big experiment, and it's a lot of fun. And come visit me or any of our amazing teachers anytime this week at Karma Tribe Yoga. If you liked this class, feel free to donate at karmatribeyoga.org, or even through our Facebook page. We have a donate button. We're a nonprofit and run completely by donation. And lastly, and this is a personal thing, I have a few spots left for my Greeks yoga retreat in July 2017. So if you are interested in coming to Greece with me and this amazing group we already have together, give me a shout out. Maybe we have $200 off the trip for the rest of this month. Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Oh, yay. I love you all. Thanks for all the awesome comments. Have an amazing day. Namaste.